Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
I don't know what I'm doing, but
I don't know.
welcome, fellow keepers. Welcome to the Keeperalong live show for Legacy.
Hey, number 8. We're at number 8.
Whee!
I have the ebook, so
I only have the dust jacket.
where's the
the
book?
book is the book is there. I'm too lazy to get up.
No worries. No worries.
Um, when I finished this an hour ago, it was a very close call this time, guys. It was a very close call, but I did it. I finished
Yay.
it.
Did you
So
listen
yeah,
to
we
the
are
audiobook as
here.
well?
Huh?
Did you listen to the audiobook as well to help you finish it?
Yes. Oh, definitely. I couldn't have done it without the audiobook. It was like on 3 times speed, okay? It was a moment. I was like,
Fair.
let's finish
Fair.
this. Um But yeah, I finished it. We are here to talk about Legacy Book 8 in the series already. Oh my gosh, can you believe that we've already. Like, we started in January and now it is almost October.
I feel like it's wild, to just realize that you committed to something for so long. You know what I mean? Like it's
And we actually done it. Like, we're actually like. Yes, I'm very proud of us, Sasha. We
yeah,
stick
me too.
to our guns. Um, Well, I'm especially proud of you because for me it is rereads. I know that I already love this series, but you really committed to it.
I mean, like I wasn't as scared when I reread the first one because, as you remember, it was like a reread, and the first time I did not enjoy it as much. But I actually fell in
Yes.
love with the majority of the characters, and I really care about them and the world and everything. And I feel like whenever we read like a new book, we have as many answers as questions, as new questions,
Oh
and I
yeah.
feel like it keeps being like intriguing to me. And also the fact that it's like once a month that we have fun talking about it, etc. It's like motivation.
Yeah.
So it's
And
all fun.
it's been so fun to see a lot of people fall in love with the series as well and like read the series for the first time. And all in anticipation of the new book,
Mm.
coming out in November. I think it's just it's been like so very good. We have already a date for you for Unlocked because we went behind the scenes just now, and we have a date for you, and I've already forgot the date.
Is it Friday
8.
28? Yes, 28.
So Friday, the 28th of October, 7 p.m. BST. I will put it in the Twitter and all things. Um, we have the Unlocked live show. Now, Unlocked is a little bit different from the normal Keeper's book. It is 8.5 in the series. It is a sort of encyclopedia with like lots of facts and figures from the world. Really
Mm.
fun with lots of illustrations. And in the back, that will be our main focus for the live show, is the novella, which is very relevant for the story. You absolutely need to read that. Um, and it is really fun because it is actually not only from Sophie's point of view, but also from Keith's point of view. So the chapters, they narrate, like, you have Sophie, then you have Keith, then you have Sophie, then you have Keith. And it is really fun to read from somebody else's perspective than just only Sophie. So
Nice.
I will tweet about the dates for the live show after this live show.
Mm.
Um, how about we go with our general thoughts, like non-spoilery, like what are our star ratings, what were our general thoughts? For me, I loved it. There's no surprise there. 5 stars. And I remember that Legacy is actually one of my favorites.
Mm,
Um, because there were so many things in the book that I was like, oh yeah, yeah, this happens in this one. Oh yeah, I really like this. I really like this.
mm,
Um, so yeah, I just fell head over heels in love again. So I gave it
mm.
5 stars. What about you, Sasha?
I gave it 4 stars. I really did enjoy this one, everything that happened and the pacing of it. I felt like it was heavier than the other books with some events like the pain and the emotional I mean, like I felt like it was heavier and it hit differently. And I really like, it's not that I cried or whatever, but I was like in pain for them at some moments or
Yeah,
whatever. So I really did enjoy it, and it feels very, like we said that already the last time, that it felt very YA, but here it felt way more serious.
yeah,
Like it's going like a step ahead, way more responsibilities, and it's not just responsibilities like with the team or things like that, but it's way more emotional and like seeing the future, like they project themselves and everything. So I felt like I loved it. 4 stars. I really loved it. So
I am very glad to hear that.
hey.
Hello and welcome, people. Yes, I we talked about this, and the live show for Stella Loon is gonna be halfway through December.
Yeah.
It's actually gonna be on the 16th of December. I will also tweet that out.
Yep.
Um, I had a little talk with Sasha, and I said like the book only comes out like halfway through November, so it
Hmm.
should be good to give people like a month to read it after that, and to be able like to purchase the book and stuff. So that is absolutely the case.
Yeah.
Um, and I will tweet the dates out after the live show, so everyone is up to date on that. 4 stars.
Mm.
5 stars, better than Flash. God, I cannot talk anymore. Five
Don't
stars,
worry.
better than Flashback, which was my second least favorite. Oh, okay. Mm. I find it very hard to like see what my favorite in a series is so far.
Mine, I think it will be this one. I think because it's like 4 stars, rounded to 4 stars. It's like 4.5 to be fair, because I feel like in this one we got deeper in their relationships, and they also like joked and to each other, like they were ironic, and then like they kind of bit back. What, I don't know how to explain that, but the dynamic between the kids, I feel like, was more entertaining, but more like, oh, okay, I can actually picture them.
Yeah,
So I felt like it's not that I related to them, but I felt like they were more fleshed out, if that makes
yeah,
any sense. More like it, I don't know
yeah.
if that makes sense, but yeah.
And it does make sense because we've been with them for a very long time now, like over 8 books. So it does make sense that you get to know them better and better with each book.
Yeah, but it's also not because I get to know them, but their dynamic when they made the jokes about like the name of the team. I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
naming things here. I'm not explaining everything. Or the nickname for Sophie. You see how they joke, and you see that they all have their position within the group, and of course there are like some tensions and little fights, little things that are happening because it's normal, it's human, but you can feel that they're like finding their spot in the group and how to work as a team
yeah,
and everything. And I found it very refreshing in a way. I liked it.
yeah. Shall we go into spoiler territory?
Mm,
All right.
yes.
Warning for y'all. We are gonna put a banner up. Spoilers.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Spoilers. No, I don't want to like that.
You have
Oh,
to check the
yeah,
thingy.
yeah.
That's
So
bad.
into spoiler territory. Shall we immediately address the elephant in the room, Sasha?
The mom.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna say I told you, but I told you.
yes,
I
you
knew
should
it.
say. You guessed it right at like book 3 or something.
Yeah, but I still don't know about the dad. I know nothing on that side. But like I told you that that woman's behavior was weird because she came out of nowhere and she had that like protectiveness, protective like reaction to Sophie or whatever, and then she kept her distance. And I told you that in the last book or two books ago, I cannot remember that she was not that present. And I was like, oh, that's odd. It means that she's gonna make like a huge comeback. And that's why I was hoping to get the answer in this one.
Yeah,
Um, so I liked that it made sense to me that I guessed it.
yeah,
I'm not mad that I guessed it, being like, oh, it was too predictable or whatever. It just made sense,
yeah,
and I I felt for other one. Was it Forkel who kept saying, "I cannot tell you who it is"? No, who was it? Yeah, because it
yeah,
implies so many things because it's dangerous and whatever. And I was like, okay, is it someone that has a position in which they cannot have kids? Like, like it kept like
yeah,
nourishing my hope almost for her to be the mom. But yeah, their relationship at that point when she realized, I was like, ooh, how that's gonna go now, because she has to deal with the fact, like Sophie has to deal with the fact that she kind of feels like she was lied to and played with, which I totally get. i
totally yes, yes,
I can only imagine.
yeah,
But yeah, I guessed it.
yeah. You guessed it. And I can remember when you said that for the first time, and I had to actually turn my camera off.
I remember.
I was like, "What the fuck is she saying?" She's right. What the hell? I was like off camera, like being like this.
I don't know. It just felt right. And that's what I love, because there is like a mastering of the storytelling and all the little clues and, the behavior and everything. And I love that. I really
Yeah,
do love that. But I love that we finally got the answer. 'Cause honestly, it was
yeah,
fine for us to
yeah.
get some answers. And Sophie needed the answers, even if
She,
it's like
yeah,
never easy. Um,
she did really needed it, and um, like at one point she even thought that Bronte was her father, which I thought was a hilarious like point in the story because her friends went to confront him and stuff like that, and I thought it was very funny in a way, but then it got like very very sweet because at one point Bronte made very clear that he wasn't her dad, but then he later on actually says that if she was his daughter, that he would have been proud.
yeah.
And I thought that was such a sweet moment because in the beginning we all hated Bronte, and he's come a long way with Sophie.
Yeah, is he like? There is something that I liked. I don't know if it was Bronte or who said that to Sophie, but they said, "You are the Moonlark, but you're also Sophie Foster." And I'm like, now she needs to think about herself as who
Yeah,
she is and not why she's there. Of
yeah,
course, it's always gonna be in the room, like the elephant in the room or whatever, because it's heavy and she was made for something specific, but she needs to start thinking about herself as just a being. And
yes, I
I
agree.
cannot remember who said that to her. Was it like Forkel or?
I think it was Forkel because he explains to her in the beginning, I think, um, that okay, she is the Moonlark and she was created to do something, but she was also created to be a person that makes her own decisions. And like they have put like this faith in her that she is Sophie. Yes, she's the Moonlight, but she's also Sophie, and she's like an elf. I was gonna say she's human, but she's not
Yeah.
human. But you know what I mean. But she can like make up her own mind and make her own like decisions, and she needs to trust her gut with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that because at the end of the day, you're reading about fictional characters, but she was a kid at the beginning of the series. And when you think about all the trauma she's been carrying throughout the books, I'm just like, I'm happy that someone told her that, but also I'm proud of you. If I was like your dad or whatever, I would have been proud of you or whatever. She needs that.
Yeah,
She
she needs
and
that.
also regarding everything, the fact that they created a team, prodigious, right? No,
Yeah,
no, valiant,
Volante,
valiant,
Volante.
yeah, and everything that they put like some trust in them, even though it's also a way to control them, because I don't think it's all for the good. I feel like it's also a way to just control them in putting them in certain missions, or so they don't wander around, but they still have like a purpose, if that makes any sense. But they're still putting
Yeah,
trust in them, and sometimes I have an issue with that because I'm like, yeah, the kids, so you don't want them to put themselves in danger, but at the same time, the elves, as you just said, they have abilities and they have so many things, and they've already been through a lot, and I feel like they learn so much more through these things that happen than compared to what they learned at school. So I'm
yeah.
like, kind of makes sense. So
With the whole team thing, I also think that it was a little bit it had a little bit to do with the council um brushing up their bad reputation at the moment, because a lot of things happened with the plague and stuff. The council is not like the most popular thing right now, and by showing them like, oh, we got Sophie working for us and she has this team, blah blah blah, they kind of want to brush up their reputation a little bit, I think.
absolutely. And now when Sophie does something good, or her group of friends they do something good, it's gonna be, yeah, but she works for the council. It's
Council.
not Sophie
Yeah,
and her friends, it's the council.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's also a way of, like, as I said, like not manipulating, but controlling, and
yeah, a
it's
little bit.
damage control, like,
But at the other hand, I feel like the council, Sophie and her friends, and the Black Swan, they all need to like come together in order to defeat the Neverseen, and they're finally doing that now. They're
yeah,
finally, yeah, coming together in a way that they are finally learning that they are like stronger when they
together.
are together as they are like individual things.
Yep.
And Sophie is also realizing that more and more, because in the first few books she was like very wary of telling people stuff because she wanted to protect her friends, and now she's come like a pretty far like along
Yeah.
the lines of sharing stuff with her friends and being like, okay, and her conversation with what's her name, Morella, like the
Mira-
niece of Archie,
yeah,
that
I know who you mean. Yeah.
she
Yeah.
wanted to join, and Wiley told her like, oh, please don't let her join, blah 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 blah. And then she wanted to join, and she is manifested as this force field
Yeah.
ability, which
Yeah.
could change like a lot. But I love the way Sophie like explained it, like, this is not a game, this is war. And then her force field shifted a little bit, and then Sophie said, you see, that cannot happen because it only takes a split second
Yeah.
for you to lose your concentration, and people will get hurt. And I don't know, she's like finally realizing that they are at war, with the Neverseen. And it is so incredibly dangerous, and the stakes feel so super high.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. The fact that they put words on it just
Yeah,
makes it more like it makes it more like real, but it makes you feel like they're understanding it, within the story. They're understanding what they're gonna have to do, and that it might get very ugly.
yeah.
So yeah.
Let me see what the people are saying.
Fits is that's
To
okay.
me. Like, how do we feel about like the relationship between Sophie and Fitz in this book? Because I cringed every single time.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
they
Yeah.
are not good together. They
No.
are they can be like cognates. That's awesome. Like they have this connection, but they're not good together romantically because every single time they were together, it was emphasized how uncomfortable Sophie felt.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when Sophie said like, "I just want my friend back, and can we just be like friends?" It was
Hmm.
like all good again, and they felt comfortable around each other again.
Yeah. I
So
I I don't understand why it lasted that long. I mean, it's not that long, but it feels that long because, as you said, like she didn't feel comfortable, but also like the tensions and the little like fights and whatever. I don't know why it took them so long to just realize that. But at
and
the same time, the kids and teens
yeah,
or whatever,
they need to
So
figure that stuff out. Like, and
yeah,
also Fitz was very jealous. Like he came across so jealous every single time she didn't like share news with him first. He would get like all sulky. Or when she was with Keith, multiple times he would get like sulky. Um, and they just don't work together at all. So
no,
I'm glad that they figured that out now, that we got over that hump, that it 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 just doesn't work out between the two of them. They're not good together. And I
no.
still don't like Fitz.
I mean, it's not that I don't like him. I just didn't feel like it was the right fit for Sophie. But I don't hate him because I don't know.
I
I
still
don't hate him.
I still don't like him. I'm not sure how I feel about Orally. She's been an ally for Sophie and supported her, but also she kept more distance. She wouldn't have had to lie to Sophie.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like it's very hard when you know you're her biological mom and you just like you so curious because you want to follow her journey and you want to make sure she's okay, you want to have news, you want to talk to her. Like I'm not a mom, so I cannot really understand, but I can imagine that there
Yeah,
is a link, that a pull that you feel in some way, and that she probably knew that the best way would have been not to get in contact with her, but at the same time she's not responsible that there was a contact, that a contact was made. And I'm not mad at her for that. I feel like it's like with parents, there is no perfect parent, and you can talk about it and be like, oh, they should have done that, but it's not easy being a parent. And here she's not a parent, she's just a biological mom, which
yeah.
is something else entirely. So I feel like it's, yeah, I get your point.
Very, very true. And like also the only reason Sophie went looking for her biological parents in this book was because of Fitz.
But
Because
that's because of the list, like
the
the,
list, it was
yeah,
only because of that. Because she was unmatchable and she wanted to
yeah,
find out her parents so she could get a list. And so she only did it for Fitz. And
yeah,
like at some point they had this discussion and Keith was like, "Oh, you need to like maybe leave it alone." "No, no, I can't." And um his bodyguard Ro actually asked Fitz like, what if Sophie would say like, "I want to leave it alone, would you still be okay with that?" And Fitz reacted with, "Why would she do that?"
yes,
It was the wrong answer. It
it was,
was because he cares.
yeah,
He cares about that stuff. And Fitz, I think Fitz really needs to end up with somebody that is on his list
yeah,
because he believes in that system.
yeah.
He
But
might
I
not
mean,
like.
Yeah, go ahead.
He might not like, show that all that much, but deep down, he believes in that system and he believes that that works. And that's why he wanted to find Sophie's parents, because they want to be matchable.
Yeah. For me, he's a perfect dude that would end up higher up in the ranks, in the society, on top. Because exactly when he answered that, why would she do that? I was like, okay. And it's not his fault because he was like raised that way and
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
taught
yeah,
that way, whatever. But he feels like someone who will not follow love for love, but who will indeed look for someone matchable, if that
yeah,
makes any sense, to be like square, to just follow everything. But also at the same time, we saw how the people that are unmatchable, that are together, are treated. So when you see that your entire life, you don't want to do that. And I'm not even mad at them. Like, I'm mad because it was not the right answer, but at the same time, was it the wrong answer?
I think he's just a product of his upbringing.
Exactly.
And he has been like, he's been called like, the Vega prince for so long. He's like the golden boy. He is used to getting all this attention. He is used
Yeah.
to being like nobility and having status. And it's just yeah, it's not necessarily his fault.
No,
No,
it's
it's not.
not.
I still don't like him, but
Yeah, I just feel like there is something, I'm scared that he will betray everyone at one point. I'm just
gosh.
scared of that because if you think that way, and again, it's not wrong if, following all the rules or whatever, it's something you need to do. It's not something he wants to do. It's something he needs to do. I feel like at one point he might betray the group because I feel the rest of the group will lie and not follow rules for Sophie
Yeah,
and with Sophie, but he might not if it's very important. So I'm just scared for
I
that.
get that. I get that. The never seen a person they capture at the end that will be interested if she is a triplet to the dark shade person. Sorry, it's for I forgot their names. Do you mean Glimmer? Glitter? Glimmer?
I think that's the name, right? There are so
That
many
is
names. We got so many people now.
Glimmer,
Uh,
Glimmer, Glitter, Glitter,
Glimmer.
ah, Glimmer. I think it was
I
Glimmer.
think it's Glimmer.
Yeah. I think Sophie still has more powers that have not come out. This could be very well true. It's easy for Fitz to feel that way when his parents were a good match. Yeah, that is, yeah. Fitz is, he has lived his entire life as like being super privileged.
Yeah.
Um, so it's hard for him to see like a different side. And Biana is like a little bit more relaxed in that way, but she has always been like the little sister of Fitz, so she
Mm.
has not experienced that in like the bigger way that Fitz has.
Yeah. But also when you're privileged, it's hard to know what
Oh, you
not to
mean
be privileged is.
Lynn and Tam?
Lin and Tam. Oh, yeah.
Lynn and Tam.
Oh. So you want a triplet.
Oh,
Wait, then Glimmer is the one who we don't know who that is exactly because of the hood, right? We don't know their age, nothing
yeah,
quite. Okay, yeah.
yeah. Um, and how about like in the beginning we see them like getting this team involved,
Yeah.
and I laughed so hard because because then we had Sophie, and then we had Dax and Biana and Wiley, and then Stina came in, and I was like, oh no, they have to work with Stina Hex.
Yeah.
What? She's not necessarily. She is a little bit the bitch of the story, but she's not necessarily all that bad.
I feel like maybe she needed to be the bitch in order to get a voice or something. I don't know. But yeah, she's like an empath, right? I forgot.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like at the same time, when you're an empath, it goes without saying that you might be a bit bitchy, because
Oh
it's
yeah,
hard. It's
that's hard.
hard.
And you know, Stina is an empath. She might cope with the way she does by being bitchy, and
Mm,
Keith cope the way he does with joking. Like it's
yeah.
really the coping mechanism.
Yeah, but a coping mechanism is also to protect themselves because I feel like she was bitchy in order to like put a distance in between people, or people would be scared or wary of her or whatever. But then at the end, she helped Sophie.
Oh, she
You know what I
did.
mean? So I feel like it's just like a facade of some kind
Yeah,
sometimes, just like to protect themselves.
yeah, I
So
get that. But
yeah,
yeah, I thought the whole when they were like coming up with names for the team, I thought it was so funny. And then they were like naming Sophie, what was it? The lady
first
boss
boss, lady first boss.
lady boss.
I love it. Lady Fuzz, like, I love the love. That's what I said at the beginning. I love that dynamic. I love the whole thing because it's very childish, teenager-ish, new, like in that era when you're joking about names, and like you have that person who keeps joking. That person is annoying, but at the same time, that person allows the group to just chill sometimes and just laugh a little bit, even if it's not at the right time. Just that little joke, you will be, oh, come on, shut up, but then you will just like relax a little, like there is a balance within the team,
Yeah,
and I liked it. But
yeah.
yeah, Lady Fuzz Boss, I love that name. I
Was.
love that name.
And I love that the councils were like, oh my gosh, like you need to take this serious. And Dex was then like, oh, we do take this serious. We have been through way more shit than you have, but we like to joke around because, it's also, again, a form of coping with everything that happens.
Yeah,
It's so hot. I'm gonna.
yeah, and I love that she's a wolf, a dear wolf.
Oh, yes! Yes! She's a dire wolf. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, dire. I said deer.
Yeah.
Dire wolf. Yes, absolutely. I love that. I love
Oh,
that.
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
How could you?
Oh, sorry. Oh, but what I also really liked in the story is that at some point, Aurelie and Bronte come to visit her, and Bronte um, says very rudely to her that she's been a shit leader because she has not been communicating with people. And I actually love that about it because that also shows that Sophie can only do so much. She's not like perfect in any way, and she has flaws, she makes mistakes, and I know she is the chosen one and she has all these incredible powers, but she still makes mistakes and needs to learn from that. And I thought it was very um nice that Bronte said, okay, you've been doing really terrible, but we're gonna help you and we're gonna help you get better at this and be a better leader. And
Mm,
I thought that was very relatable.
mm, yeah, I agree.
Very
I
relatable.
agree.
This could be true. I never thought I enjoyed Stina, but she was very entertaining in this book.
Yeah,
She
she was.
was.
She was. I agree.
Mom the mom to the fire person in Sophie's team. Why didn't Sophie try to heal her mom? Oh, you mean Morella, who has
The,
been training with Finton, right?
yeah.
Her
Oh,
mom struggles with like mental issues. I don't know. I couldn't answer that question. I don't know. I
but
think it's
as you
very
said, if she suffers from like mental illness. Maybe it's not as easy to fix.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, she could.
She could
Maybe.
maybe. Um, but Morella has been training with Finton, and I thought it was also really cool that she has been trying to train with Lynn because fire and water. And I thought that was like really cool. I was like, yes. And I I don't know, I love it when like the females in the book are doing like all this boss shit, you know.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Like female empowerment. I love that. I love that. And also about that, I love the fact that Biana dresses herself in a way that her scars are visible.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think that's just excellent. And you know, Biana has come a long way as well because in the beginning she was quite shallow and she was quite, you know, all about cute boys and cute
Yeah.
clothes. And she's come
Yeah.
a long, long way. And she's actually like being so important to the team with her abilities. And for her to like show off her scars and being like, hey, I'm proud of these scars because it means like I did something, I fought. I
Yeah.
think I think that's just really fantastic.
But I like her. I like her.
Her a lot. I like her a lot. I don't know, maybe she should end up with Dex. I don't know. I hope, you know what, I don't hope that everyone ends up with everyone.
No, that's a thing. Like I feel like even in real life, you don't end like everyone within a group don't end up with everyone within the group. You know what I
No.
mean? Like we
Yeah.
don't, but especially because like we have 8.5, 9, and then next year there is a 10th.
And
So there
yeah.
will be uh like around 18 by the time we finish that series. So you
Yeah.
can still be single at 18. You don't need
Oh
to be with
yes.
someone at 18.
Yes.
So I feel like I don't think everyone's going to be with someone.
I hope
But
not. But I do think that Sophie and Keith are made for each other.
really,
Yeah.
is that like your opinion, or do you like because that's what you want to see, or is it because objectively you feel like they belong
No,
to each
that's my opinion.
other? Okay.
That is my opinion. I think they just fit so very well together. And every time you can see throughout the series, every time she needs somebody, she turns to Keith and not Fitz. She goes
Yeah,
to him. It
yeah,
just
and
says
sometimes
something.
that's more telling because your mind already knows things.
Yeah, and we all know that Keith is in love with her because, like, the little hints that Ro casually all the time drops, you know,
Mm,
Keith is in love with her. He already knows that himself. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how their relationship develops.
mm,
That Morella's mom had since it happened at the same time as Keith's mom. Who would be interested when Keith's mom got killed while like leaping? No, you're. It's not Keith's mom. It was Wiley's mom. Keith's mom is still alive. But maybe we'll find out in the future.
yeah, there's just so many characters as well. I don't remember everyone's storyline to be fair,
Yeah.
but it all ends
There
just
are
fine.
so many characters in this
Yeah,
world. It's sometimes hard to keep track of. But
yeah,
yeah, at the end, oh my gosh, Keith.
yeah. I know, I know.
What is happening to him?
I don't know. That's scary though. That's really
That is
scary.
scary. That is very, very scary. I am
But
scared for him. For
I
sure.
mean, yeah, we're gonna happen. But you said in 8.5 we have the two point of views, right?
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I feel like he's gonna get better, but I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
also like the
Wow.
fact that he's like in that coma, whatever, that he's gonna wake up, that it's gonna trigger something, you know?
Yeah, because that's what they seem to think, right? Because
Yeah.
Fitz also said it, like he's gonna wake up with an awesome new ability and then everything will be all right. So will he wake up with like something like altered in him?
I hope so because that's gonna make him happy. You know, and just for that, I want it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, because then Sophie is not the only one with like multiple abilities.
Yeah, but he's also like special in a way, so it would make sense, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
This is
know.
also true. He can be very impulsive.
Yeah.
He can be very
Yeah, but
very
that's because he listens to his feelings or guts or whatever. In opposite of Fitz, listening to the rules or, you know, I feel like there is.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I think Kif is endgame since they're both special. Yeah, you're probably all right.
I'm gonna grab Unlocked because I want to see how long this novella is. Oh, I'm feeling like an old lady. Where is Unlocked? I already put it here.
Mm-hmm.
I love this cover with Sophie and Sony.
So cute.
Let me see how long this novella is.
I don't know.
Let me see. It
So we
starts.
have a lot regarding the world first, and then we have the short story, right?
Yeah. Oh, the novella is. I said later before. I said the novella is like 200. It's like
No,
100 pages.
100. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 250.
Okay, that's fine. But that's fine. That's fine. It's
Yeah,
still like
that's fine. But I will like show you a little bit. Like, look, like it has like mixed media and stuff in it, and it has like gorgeous illustrations.
oh,
Um, like
okay.
it's just really like fun. Um, oh, here popular food and drinks in the lost cities.
I love it when there is like some kind of encyclopedia, like in long series. It just makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Beautiful.
it is just really fun, and they also have like character profiles with illustrations.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
It is really really fun.
Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So prediction wise for the novella that we're gonna read next month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've already told it's from the perspective of Keith and Sophie, so it will be no doubtly centered around Keith and his recovery or what the hell is happening with him in his state and that kind of thing. I think we're gonna get answers from that. But also at the end of Legacy, we
The cash,
see yeah,
right?
we see Orally and Sophie coming together with the cash. So
Yeah.
that's also really interesting because I actually forgot what is happening with that. I
Okay.
remember what happens with Sophie with Keith in the novella, but I can't remember if we're gonna get a follow up about the whole cash situation. Um, but you could already see that because Orly mentioned something with Stellar Loon. And
Yeah.
that is the title of book 9 that is coming out in November. So I feel like the novella will focus on Keith, and I think book 9 will pick up with the whole like broader situation, like the bigger situation.
Yeah. I
I
feel
am
like
very excited.
yeah. Yeah. I don't at this point I feel like everything and nothing could happen, if that makes any sense. I'm curious to see about the cash, what really happened. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see about Keith and if he has a new ability and if it's gonna be like a good one he's gonna have fun with, or is it gonna be a bad one and he's gonna just like be so scared of it that he's gonna keep his distance. It could go both ways.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm curious to see about
Let's
that, but
see how
also
that develops.
everyone else, like Tam, Glimmer,
Yeah,
all,
I want to know more about Glimmer. I want
yeah.
to, how that every and Tam is back now. Or no, yeah, is
Mm.
Tam back now? He is back, right?
I mean,
No. He disappeared with oh, that was kind of a little bit of treason, wasn't it?
he
Because
left. Wait,
he
yeah, he left and said,
left-
"Don't contact me anymore." Right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was like the moment that Sophie kind of exploded and Lady Gisela was like unconscious and lying there, and they were like almost had her there in that moment, and then Tam did that, and I was like, Tam, what are you doing?
Oh, see, Tam is back with Glimmer. Yep. There are
Yeah,
just so many things happening in left and right that sometimes I'm just
it's a
like,
whirlwind. It is a
yeah.
whirlwind, but I think the novella is kind of Keith situation, and then Stella Loon will take us to the like broader things again.
Mm,
I am so excited for Stella Loon.
yeah. But also, like, imagine the pressure on that book being because there is only one left. So
After
there
that, there's only
now
one.
we're gonna have like in Alone, you're gonna have the biggest
Yeah,
Hindclifer? Hind no. What's the
cliffhanger.
word? Cliffhanger. Like what the heck? Oh my brain. I just invert things.
That was really funny.
Like Hindcliff? No, it doesn't sound right.
Cliff. That's really-
Sorry.
yeah, there will no doubtly be like a big moment there because then the last book is coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
Another reread. I mean, I'm all in for like a live show regarding the 10th book,
we're
but like
we're bringing Keeperalong back for the 10th book, but only one live show. I'm not doing the whole thing again. I'm sorry.
everyone has special plans going on for next year, so
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've talked about it all.
I'm looking at my notes, but I think we talked about the main things, or at least what I had written. Um, Yeah, I also wrote another details. When she got like the pins and everything, when she became like Team Valiant. Do you say Valiant? Valianty? Valiant?
Valiant, Team Valiant.
And she took the pin that she got from her adoptive parents, and someone told her, "Yeah, they're still your parents, even if you don't wear the pin." And
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
that there are allusions and references to those tiny details that mean so much to
yeah,
someone, like a picture you keep in your wallet, or just like a little dry flower that you have here, a pin or whatever. And I just love these things being addressed in this book
yeah,
because they're like they have feelings, and that's why I felt it was like emotional and more grown up and everything, because also they were less ashamed. It feels like they were less ashamed of how they felt if that makes any sense, and I
Yeah,
love that.
me too. I am so excited for Unlocked. I'm so excited for Stellalune. 2 more months, and we're gonna be done with the Keeperalong. Can you believe that? That is
No.
insane. Um, I will tweet out the dates for the remaining 2 books on Twitter. So go follow us on the Keeper Along Twitter. Thank you all so much for joining, for having fun with us, for discussing with us. And we will see you all next month with Unlocked.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.